There are times when using one's gut instinct or intuition is beneficial. However, it's critical to recognize the limitations of relying solely on instinct, particularly in some situations. Subjectivity. The term, gut instinct subjectivity, describes the highly subjective and individual character of these intuitive feelings and conclusions. Your particular life experiences, beliefs, values, and cultural background all influence your gut instincts. Due to these unique factors, what feels right to one person may not feel the same way to another. Your emotional state at the time can have a big impact on your gut feelings. For instance, when you're anxious, you might feel more threatened and cautious, which could affect your intuitive judgments differently than when you're calm and optimistic. Since gut instincts are subjective and emotional, they may be susceptible to manipulation by outside forces like groupthink, emotional appeals, or persuasive rhetoric. People are prone to making biased judgments as a result of charismatic figures or compelling stories. Understanding the subjectivity of gut feelings is crucial because it emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, critical thinking, and taking into account various points of view and supporting data when making crucial decisions. It's crucial to understand that while gut instincts can offer insightful guidance, they are not always accurate and should be used in conjunction with other methods of analysis and decision-making to make well-rounded and knowledgeable decisions. Limited information. The limited information part of gut instinct refers to the fact that these intuitive feelings and assessments frequently depend on a sparse amount of information, which can result in incomplete or incorrect assessments of a situation. Gut instincts frequently rely on mental heuristics, which are hasty, streamlined decision-making procedures that utilize readily accessible data. Heuristics can help with quick decision-making, but they can also result in cognitive biases and mistakes. Snap judgments. Hasty, impulsive decisions made without careful thought can result from gut instincts. Due to their hasty nature, these decisions are susceptible to error. Gut feelings may oversimplify complex situations where numerous variables and factors are in play, which could result in mistakes or incorrect decisions. While gut instincts frequently refer to gut feelings that direct us in particular circumstances and can offer insightful information, it's important to be aware of their limitations. When making important or complex decisions, it is advisable to supplement intuition with critical thinking, data gathering, and analysis in order to reduce these limitations. This strategy can ensure that your choices are more well-rounded and supported by data. Biases and prejudices. Prejudices and biases have a significant impact on gut feelings, which can result in potentially biased or unfair judgments. The tendency to look for, interpret, and remember information that supports pre-existing beliefs or attitudes while ignoring or dismissing information that does the opposite is known as confirmation bias. Confirmation bias can reinforce pre-existing biases and cause people to pay selective attention to data that supports their viewpoints. Making broad assumptions about people or groups based on attributes like race, gender, age, or nationality is known as stereotyping. Stereotype-influenced gut feelings can lead to unfair judgments or choices that support stereotypes. The degree of exposure and familiarity a person has with a particular group or circumstance can have an impact on their gut instincts. While limited exposure can result in biased judgments, more exposure can reduce bias. People can make more informed, ethical, and fair decisions by actively addressing biases and prejudices that may influence their gut feelings. Making complex decisions. Because intuitive judgments frequently rely on streamlined heuristics or mental shortcuts that might not fully account for the complexity of a situation, making complex decisions on the basis of intuition can be difficult. When making decisions, gut instincts frequently put speed and efficiency first, which can entail breaking down complex information into manageable chunks. While this strategy works well for decisions that are routine or familiar, it can fall short in situations that are complex and call for careful consideration of a wide range of variables and factors. Analyzing benefits and risks from multiple angles is a common step in complex decision-making. Gut feelings might not be able to accurately balance these variables, which could result in decisions that are either too risky or too cautious. Even when the situation is unclear, one's instincts can occasionally cause them to overestimate their intuitive judgment in complex situations. This overconfidence may lead to poor choices. While, in some circumstances, gut instincts can provide helpful information and prompt responses, complex decision-making frequently necessitates a more measured and analytical approach. People can enhance their capacity to make wise decisions in complex and difficult contexts by fusing intuition with careful analysis and consideration of pertinent information. Emotional state. The emotional state can have a significant impact on gut instinct, affecting how people perceive and react to different circumstances. Emotional states have the power to either amplify or suppress intuitive sensations. For instance, intense feelings like fear or anger can make gut instincts stronger and more pronounced. This is frequently because of the fight or flight response. Gut instincts may become more cautious and risk-averse in circumstances that cause fear or anxiety. This may be advantageous in potentially hazardous situations but could result in an overestimation of threats in less risky situations. On the other hand, when people are feeling happy or excited, their instincts may lean toward taking chances and seizing opportunities. This can encourage innovation and exploration, but it can also cause people to miss potential pitfalls. Making well-rounded and emotionally intelligent decisions requires an understanding of how emotions and gut feelings interact. People can make more informed and balanced decisions in a variety of situations by being aware of how emotions can affect intuition and taking action to lessen their impact. Overconfidence. When people place too much faith in their gut instincts, thinking they are more accurate and reliable than they actually are, it is known as overconfidence in gut instinct. This can result in a variety of biases and decision-making errors. The confirmation bias, where people selectively remember and focus on instances where their gut instincts were right while ignoring or downplaying cases where they were wrong, frequently reinforces overconfidence. This bias causes a distorted perception of how accurate their intuition is. People frequently believe they have too much control over things, including the results of their instinct-driven decisions. As a result of the illusion of control, people may become overconfident because they think they have more power than they actually do. People with excessive confidence may think that their gut feelings are always better than analytical thinking or evidence-based decision-making. They might downplay the value of obtaining more information or taking into account different perspectives. People can make more balanced, well-informed, and sensible decisions by being aware of the possibility of gut instinct overconfidence and implementing strategies to reduce it. Context is vital. The context in which intuitive judgments are used is an important factor that can have a big impact on their accuracy and suitability. How applicable past experiences are to the present depends frequently on the context. Gut instincts should be flexible enough to take this into account, since what worked in one situation may not apply to another. Gut instincts can be more accurate when they are more familiar with a given context. When a situation is familiar to a person, they often get a better feel for it, which enables them to make more accurate intuitive judgments. Depending on the situation, decision-making time can vary greatly. Gut instincts can be useful for making quick decisions in fast-paced environments, but they might not be appropriate in circumstances that allow for more time for careful consideration. In order to effectively use gut instincts, people must take into account the unique situation they are in and determine whether intuition is the best course of action. To ensure well-rounded and informed decisions, it may be prudent to supplement intuition with analytical thinking, data analysis, expert consultation, or other decision-making techniques in some circumstances. Making decisions that are appropriate and effective in a particular situation requires an understanding that context matters. In conclusion, while gut feelings can be useful in some circumstances, they shouldn't be the only consideration when making significant decisions. To make more informed and rational decisions, it's critical to understand their limitations, be conscious of biases, and combine intuition with critical thinking, analysis, and the gathering of pertinent information.